So this is going to be a serious topic video. This is going to be explaining on why I will never be happy with what DICE will do. I will never be happy unless DICE says, yo, we're adding in Dagobah, Mustafar, and Jango Fett and Ventress and Ahsoka tomorrow. Or at any time that they confirm that, I still won't be happy. Just because I know in the back of my mind DICE will design them poorly and won't do anything. People will complain about it, they won't fix it. The only times that they'll fix it and fix things is when they get such a really big community uproar about it. That is the only time they seem to care. It is the only time. Because if they, like this happened with Anakin when he was first released. He was too overpowered, and people had to yell at them to have him nerf him. Oh, then they had to yell at him to nerf him again. Oh, then again. It kept happening for the next couple months. And then they just finally got around to nerfing him, to making him a balanced state, but he still needs to be nerfed some more, because he's still so freaking overpowered. And the fact is that DICE will never be better. I highly doubt that they ever want this game to succeed. They never wanted this game to succeed. If they wanted this game to succeed, they would actually fix the bugs. If they wanted this game to succeed, they would fix the bugs that are crucial, not the small ones that are freaking game breaking. The ones that, stop you from moving. The ones that make you get out of maps. The one that makes you dupe heroes. The ones that can make you destroy the enemies in such a quick succession, and then that they can't do anything. They just seem not to patch. They only patch the ones that make no sense. Oh yeah, we fixed the VFX thing with Luke, where his lightsaber would slightly glow a slightly whiter blue. That is the type of bugs we get with DICE when we get fixes. We don't get bigger fixes. We get the worst ones. We get the small ones that have no purpose, that should never have been fixed. Like I highly doubt that they're ever gonna fix the T-posing glitch, but at least with those, it does nothing. It doesn't impede your movements. It doesn't make it so you can't fire or do anything. Cause I've had so many times where Boba Fett and Boss to where I can't fire and then I have to melee to fire again. That's a game-breaking glitch. Because if I can't fire as a main character's fighting style, then it just shows that something's wrong. If I can't, say BB-8 comes out, say BB-8 came out, and his little baton, his little shocky thing, doesn't work. It doesn't shock anyone. It doesn't do damage, and it doesn't do what it's meant to do, which is its main form of doing damage. Imagine on how retarded that would be. But they just don't seem to want to fix anything. They seem to just want to fix the smaller glitches instead of the bigger ones. They do focus on adding content than fixing. Their mentality is break the game some more, fix it later. Make it worse for people to play, fix it later. Make it so that people will not have an enjoyable experience while playing the game, and fix the bugs later. Anakin's running around demolishing everyone, we'll fix him later. If Palpatine's destroying everyone, we'll fix him later. Palpatine again, it's shocking people, making it so that they can't move. Instead of just making it so Dark Aurora didn't do that, they waited months to do that. Months to make it so that it just doesn't impede movement. Months. How insane is that? To where we can't get reliable bug fixes that actually help the game on a consistent basis. We get the bug fixes that do nothing to help the game. Bug fixes that are just slightly retarded in every sense of the word. We fixed the VFX where Grievous would, have a slight little leg shake when he started using Claw Rush. That is the level of bugs that they are fixing for the last months. They don't fix the big ones, but they finally got around to making it so that Palpatine can't peak movement speed because of that glitch where people couldn't run. But it took them months to do that. It took them like 5 months to do that. Is that insane that I want bug fixes that fix the most brutal parts that are so buggy? No, that is not insane. This is just what we call a game. An online game fixes their game. If I have a video game and I want to make it so that everyone likes it, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fix the bugs that are currently in the game and add content later. Because you want them to stick around. You want them to stick around for the days that the update isn't there. You want them to stick around for that. You want them to be grinding for the things that they want. You want them to be playing their game. You don't want them to be sitting off playing a different game because the game is too buggy. But that's what people are having to do. Some of my friends that used to play Battlefront 24/7 are now moving away to other games and only coming back when there's an update because of how buggy the game is. And DICE has nothing to do with it. They don't do anything about it. They don't do anything. The perfect example of Battlefront and DICE just waiting so long to fix something is Grievous. Grievous is a perfect example of that. Grievous was launched and he was a buggy mess. So you know what they did? They fixed him 1 month. Oh, then the next month they fixed a slight little animation. The next month they fixed a slight little animation again. The next month they made it so Grievous is unlocked in advance, does a little bit more damage. Granted, that was a good bug, that was a good fix. But at this point, Grievous would use Claw Rush and it would just deactivate at random points. Grievous would use Thrust Surge, he would spin around in circles. Grievous would use Thrust Surge, he would go and just defy gravity and run off into one specific direction and will not stop until there's a barrier in his way. And even then, he'll still be running. Keep that in mind. That's all going on while they're just slightly changing little things. And it took them a year. It took them October of 2019, a year after he was released, in October of 2018, for them to fix him and make him in a playable state to where you won't feel and see a bug every minute. It took them a year to do that. A year. Oh, then there's another example. Vader's choke glitch. To where the two Vader choke glitches, actually. The one where, you choke someone as Vader, and they just start spazzing around, going into 2 different dimensions in quick succession. Yeah, that glitch. They still haven't patched it. It's been in the game since launch, and they still haven't patched it. It's a freaking game-breaking glitch, because what if someone has a seizure during that? And that's a freaking death, because do you know how glitchy that is and annoying? Because you literally just see 30 different colors all coming at you at once. Oh, then let's go on to the other Vader glitch, to where Vader will get stuck in his choking animation for the rest of the time. Vader will get stuck after doing a choke, and he uses a choke. He's forever slowly walking, can't attack, slowly walking, and can only stare at the enemy. That's all he could do. That's all you could do unless you respawn or get frickin' thrown off the map or pushed out of the glitch. And it took them, count this, 3 years to fix it. 3 years. It's been in the game since launch, and it took them this long to fix a bug. It took them 3 years. Now, am I saying DICE needs to reliably and start focusing on bug fixes and push out content? Maybe. If you're gonna keep adding content to the game, take a month off of adding content to the game, or just add the small little content and have a mountain of bug fixes. Not the 5 or 2, not the 5 or 6 that we get normally. I'm talking 50 bug fixes and tiny little like a skin or something. Because at this point, that's what means the world to us. We don't want more content. We want bug fixes at this point because we want our game to be playable. We want it to be in a playable state, a balanced state. We don't want it to be garbage and god awful to play. We don't want to do that. We want to have fun playing the game. But at this point, you can't have fun playing the game. It's just impossible to have fun playing the game at this point. Because you literally play the game, you experience 50 glitches in a single game. I played one game of CS. I experienced 13 glitches. 13 glitches of the freaking me not being able to walk because of I getting tased by someone. Literally not being able to walk even after the freaking tase has been activated. Then me not being able to fire while I'm, shooting at them. I'm standing straight up and just can't fire even though my gun is perfectly intact. It's not overheated. It's not disrupted. It's perfectly intact and it's not being able to fire. And plus just getting ragdolled the hell out of nowhere. Just you're getting you get up after getting ragdolled, you get ragdolled again. You get up again, ragdolled again. You get up, ragdolled again. Then you're dead because of the ragdolling. It's insane on how much ragdoll physics are in this game. And it's insane on how much the light side relies on them mainly, because Han has 2 of them, Luke has 2 of them, Rey has 1 of them, Obi-Wan has 1 of them, Anakin has 3 of them, Yoda has 1 of them, Chewbacca has another one. So why does this have such an over-reliance on the ragdolling physics for the light side? And plus the stunning mechanic, the stunning just lasts for way too long, because reliably if you need to just run away, just throw down a stun, activate it, and then just start running. Book it, and you're out of there. You are not going to be caught up unless it's freaking superhuman South Luke, who has the freaking speed of a TIE fighter raging through the sky. There's no way for them to catch up to you. And plus, the fact and how they do that, they do the stun, then they just aim to your head and just do a whole bunch of damage. This is so evident with Lando and Iden. Iden literally just uses secondary fire after she stun you, then just shoots for your head. I've experienced this so many times when I'm playing BB-8, to where there's an Iden on the enemy team, they just stun you and just aim for your head and you're dead. There's nothing you can do. Absolutely nothing. And that's the problem with this game. It's just that most of the time you can do nothing to do anything. You get stunned to death. You get ragdolled to death. You get a glitch to happen and it causes you to die because of the glitch. You get triple teamed to death, which is not part on DICE's fault, but more on the retorted players. You get all this stuff that are so bad and make the player experiences so bad. Everyone wants to stop playing. The only people that don't want to stop playing is the noobs who just got the game 2 minutes ago and want to experience more. Except for when they start experiencing the bugs over and over and over and over and over again. There's nothing that people can do in this game. DICE is the only one to fix this game. It's so reliant that they don't want this game to last. They don't want this game to survive. Because if you had a game, wouldn't you be patching them and fixing the bugs to making the player experience as best as it possibly can? Wouldn't you be making them as best as they possibly can? But DICE doesn't see it that way. DICE sees it as if we can add more stuff in, breaking the game more, and then fixing it later, everyone will be happy. That's what the way DICE sees it. I'm less wanting content at this point. I'm wanting bug fixes because I want to have a game that's playable. I don't want to have a game to where I play one match of HVV and experience 30 bugs. I don't want to be a game like that. I want this game to succeed. DICE doesn't want this game to succeed. It's evident by them not bug fixing enough. It's evident that they also don't playtest the game, because if they playtested the game, they would realize on how broken CS is for the Resistance. Their First Order gets up to the Resistance ship. They get to the final objective, they just destroy it in 2 seconds. Then the Resistance goes to the First Order ship. They get to the final objective. The Resistance can never win in one thing. They can't. I've only experienced it once in which they've won. In one time they went up to the ship. They went up to the ship once and they won. That is one time. One time. Then, plus, if they were to have playtested the game more, they would have realized so much of this game is so buggy. It's so evident that they don't playtest the game, or if they do, they just have rose-tinted glasses and they just don't look at the bugs. It's so obvious that they don't care about the community and the player base. It's so obvious that they're trying to get money. It's so obvious that they don't care. If I had a community if I had team members and actual game designers that cared about what they're doing, they would be talking to fans a lot more than what DICE does. They would be fixing the bugs that are causing so much pain. They would be fixing the game-breaking ones. They would be fixing the sides to make them balanced as possible. Like how the light side is more overpowered than the dark side. Except for if you take Vader and Palpatine and Iden into account, and Dooku. Those are the only 4 Darksiders that are overpowered. Only 4. Other than the light side, they have Luke, overpowered. Han, overpowered. His blaster does too much damage. His sharpshooter does too much damage. Detonite charge does too much damage, and shouldn't knock. And yeah, sure, it can knock you down, but shoulder charge should not knock you down. It shouldn't. Han has too much damage dealing. Then freaking Lando, stun is just too overpowered. You literally just get stunned and you just get melted. You're done. You're gone. There's also Obi-Wan. Mind Trick sucks. Mind Trick should have never been added to the game. They don't make sense. But let's look at this. He can just block for all eternity. Then plus he can just force push you off that very edge. So that's slightly a little bit overpowered, especially since most of the dark side isn't really that able to block that, because Boba can't, Boss can't, Iden can't, BB-9E can't, most of the dark side. Palpatine can't block that. The only characters that can is Darth Vader, Darth Maul, Kylo Ren, and Dooku, General Grievous. Those are the only ones that can block that. But the other ones can't. And so they just rely too much on the knockdown effects. Then plus, Yoda can give health to his teammates, and it's way too much health. It's way too much health, to be honest. And plus, he gives it to himself. He shouldn't be able to give health to himself. He shouldn't, because that just ruins every 1v1 imaginable. You start having a 1v1, and he just pops his health ability, giving him more health. You took him down to 10 health, he just gets 200, and you're at 10 health. So you're like, well, this is not fair. The dashes can go through blocks, which that is not really that fair, especially since Anakin can go through blocks, Maul can't go through blocks, Vader is the only one on the dark side that can actually go through blocks. Vader's throwing is the only one that can go through blocks. We are talking about the Jedi and the Sith. They should be evenly matched with each other. Vader and maybe even Maul are the only ones that can have their lightsabers attacks go through blocks. Maul, lightsaber throw, maybe, I really don't know. Grievous can't. Dooku can't. Kylo Ren can't, but only on the last strike. But even then, they're probably dashed away, so you're really not even going to get the last strike in to go through the block. So, other than Finn, when you added BB-8 and BB-9E, you clearly didn't think that through, because Finn could just melt BB-9E. All he literally has to do is just activate Deadeye, and he just murders him. In a millisecond, he just holds down the trigger and just melts him. Turns his cute little ball form into just looking like Vader's mask from episode 7. You guys didn't think this through. You guys clearly didn't. Oh, and plus, they do not that much damage to their enemies, like basic infantry. I don't know what they're thinking when they're making this game. But it's just so evident that they don't want this game to succeed. I can't get that over enough. It's evident that they don't want it to succeed. They do one good thing that everyone's looking forward to. What, like a year? They did one thing that everyone was looking forward to last year, which was, Fallujah. They did that right. Fallujah is a good map. Fallujah was done right. Oh, then this year, what do we get? BB-8, BB-9E? Yeah, sure. They're cool. They're fun. They're cute. But no one asked for them. No one asked for them. And then plus, they don't fix it. They don't fix the game. They don't. One update a year, which is so good, everyone likes it. 2018, Geonosis. 2019, Fallujah. 2020. Definitely isn't this update. It definitely wasn't this one. Because with this one, they brought 2 new heroes. Yeah, sure. They brought CS to the Resistance and the First Order. Yeah, sure, that's cool. But what did you do? You didn't fix the bugs. You didn't fix not a single one that was causing the most amount of damage. You fixed Bosk. Yeah, sure, you fixed Bosk. Granted, he needed the help a lot because of what you guys did. You guys made that bug in, and it took you guys like 2 months to fix it. Instead of, like what you guys did with Palpatine, which is remove him from the game, which is what you should do to Palpatine and Anakin. Remove them from the game. They're too overpowered. They shouldn't be that overpowered. Remove them and rework them. But you should have just removed Bosk. Made it so that no one had to experience the pain and trauma that they were going through at that point in time. Then work on him. Not keep him in the game for 2 months in a broken state, and then wait 2 months to get it fixed. We shouldn't have to wait 2 months to get something fixed. It should only take a minimum of a month. A hot fix. We should get hot fixes more often. Bug fixes we need them. We need bug fixes. We need them a lot. Have you ever seen a live streamer play this game? There's a lot of bugs. You see, like Swanee plays games, play Battlefront 2 for a little bit. He gets thrown across the map. He gets glitched into something. He plays again, gets glitched. He plays again, gets another glitch happen to him. Every single game there's a glitch, and most of them are game-breaking ones. Sure, there's some of them that don't do anything wrong. Sure. I'm not saying fix those small ones. I am saying stop focusing on the small ones. Focus on the big ones. Like the hit detection. The hit detection. The ones that you gave up halfway through designing. The hit detection. When, you get hit across the map. You get hit across the map. You get one shot across the map. Han throws a Zenite charge 20 meters away from you. He explodes it. You die. Even though you're out of the radius of it. Han hits the air with his shoulder charge, you get flung off a map because he hits the air with his shoulder charge. Anakin Skywalker hits the air routinely, you die because of it. Luke Skywalker, Anakin, every lightsaber wielder hits your ally, you die because of it. They punish you for getting out of there. They hit your ally, and you die. Why should I be punished for me escaping the scenario? Why should I be punished for that? In no way should I have been punished. In no way should this game be as buggy as it is. I would much rather play Superman 64, which is known to be one of the worst games of all time. I would much rather play that, than this. I would. Because at least then they're not like, oh yeah, we're gonna fix bugs. No, we're not. We're not gonna fix those though. We're gonna fix the small ones. You know, the ones that no one finds. You know, we're gonna fix an out-of-map glitch from Boba instead of the 13 bugs that are running rampant, destroying everyone and everything. We're not gonna focus on those. We're gonna focus on the ones that no one cares or notices. That's what we're gonna fix. DICE, lay off the content. Lay off content and focus on fixing the game. A perfect example of games that just stopped on the content and started fixing it was Destiny 2. Destiny 2. They stopped content to fix the game. They realized on how broken the game was, so they stopped adding content and they fixed the game. That is what you need to do, guys. You need to fix the game. I would love to be able to play more if the game wasn't so buggy. Now this is my 4 things that I go and say you should do. Bug fixes. That's the number 1. Okay. Rework Boba, Anakin, and Palpatine. Rework them. 2 of them are overpowered. Anakin and Palpatine. They need to be reworked. They are too overpowered. Remove them from the game and rework them. Just full on rework them. Make them better. Make them more on par with the other heroes. Palpatine is the greatest Sith Lord, but he shouldn't be able to demolish everyone. This is a game. Anakin is the chosen one, but he shouldn't be able to demolish everyone in the game. He shouldn't. Boba Fett is the only example in which you should rework, not because they're overpowered, but because he is too bad at the game. He needs to be reworked. I'll go into depth on reworking Boba in another video and how to do that. But right now, rework those 3 characters. Then number 3, nerf light side and some of the dark side heroes. Nerf characters like Han, Luke, Anakin, unless they're gonna rework him. Then, and also nerf Yoda a little bit. He doesn't really need the nerf that much, but you can nerf him a little bit. Then just nerf Vader a little bit, because he's a little bit too strong. Maybe weaken his health a little bit. Maybe make it so that choke doesn't last for as long and do as much damage. Make it so that the lightsaber throw doesn't do as much damage or something. Just nerf them. Nerf him like that. Just weaken something about him. Make him more tolerable to fight. Then Iden. Remove the secondary fire. It is overpowered because she literally just spams it. She literally has alternative methods Dark Guard on, and plus Cooled Blaster. All Iden players have that. And they just sit on the back of the map, just using the secondary fire and throwing it at you and just demolishing your health. Bit by bit by bit. And then nerf Palpatine. He shouldn't be as strong as he is. Nerf him. Make it so that he's weaker. Make it so that characters can beat him. Make it so that Luke can beat him, because I've played like 30 games as Luke and I have not been able to defeat Palpatine really once with him, because all Palpatines do is just jump around and dash and spam and just hold down the triggers. That's all they do. And the only one that can really defeat him is Han, Lando, or Chewie, or even Finn. Those are the only ones that can defeat him, aside from Anakin. So, nerf Palpatine. Nerf Dooku's Duelist is another thing. Nerf his Duelist. His Duelist does too much damage for what it's worth. Because he just throws the force wings at you from a full health Anakin, you're dead. He shouldn't be able to 3-tap every hero in the game. Well then, that's basically all with that number 3 spot. But then, what I say for the next one, the oh so important, besides the bug fixes, stop adding content to the game unless the only bugs that contain in the game and in that update are small, minor ones. I cannot tell you on how many times I have played after an update, and the day before that update, the game was running perfectly fine. Not a lot of bugs were going on. Oh, then after that single-handed update, it goes from okay and good to immediately like I'm riding down to hell in the most freaking rattliest joyride of all time. You experience bugs there, over there as well, there, bugs everywhere. Everywhere there's bugs. I cannot experience on how many times that you said that you were fixing a game, like last update, like this update. You guys are saying, oh yeah, we were fixing a bug. Man, must have been not really that important because you forgot about all the other ones. What even was the bug? What, does BB-9E can't fire or something? Because last time I checked, he already doesn't do damage with his mains. Because I've taken Lando down to 5 health, held down the trigger to fire, and he didn't lose a single bit of health from 5 health. I just held the button, he kept getting tased, not a single point of damage. Did it again with Chewbacca, not a single point of damage when he was at 10 health. Did it again with everyone else. You can notice a pattern of in which I'm supposed to be doing damage, but I'm not. They're in the radius of the little shock, but they're not taking the damage. They are not taking the damage, and that is a major bug. That is a bug that needs to be fixed. That's all I really have to say about this. Battlefront is just doomed to fail unless DICE fixes the game. Stop adding content and just fix the game.